Hello everyone, welcome. Makeup artist Nina Park has become very well known for her truly effortless looking, glowy, natural makeup style as seen on celebrities such as Emma Stone, Kaya Gerber, and Hailey Bieber. The focus is on natural, brushed up brows, neutral, minimal eyeshadow, glowing skin. I'll be honest with you, I feel like I'm a little late to the Nina Park method. It wasn't until I started getting requests from you guys here on YouTube that I started to look into her work. For those of you that might be new to my channel, I started my makeup career in 1996. So I have been in the business in some capacity for a very, very long time. And my signature makeup look is a little bit or a lot more on the glam side. And of course, I've done 5-minute, 10-minute looks here on my channel, but this one is a little bit different to me. It's a little bit more elevated than those 5 and 10-minute glams, and I'm assuming it's going to take me longer. But of course, before doing this video, I did a lot of research, not just on what elements make up her makeup style, but also what products and brands she specifically uses. So I ordered a few of those products. This will be the very first time I am attempting this look. I thought we would attempt it together. So let's see how this goes. I have quite a few inspiration photos here on my phone, but the look I'm thinking I want to recreate today is this one of Hailey Bieber. I really love this soft neutral eye and the sort of berry colored lip and cheek. And I'm going to start with Complexion today. And for that, I'm going to start with 2 products that were sent to me from Ilia, the Base Face Milk and their new Sun Serum Mineral Sunscreen SPF 50. They sent me the light medium. So from what I understand, this is supposed to be like a tinted sunscreen with a little bit of coverage. Hopefully it's enough coverage because I am typically more of a medium to full coverage person, but medium to full coverage is not part of a Nina Park look. With this product, you are supposed to take a few drops and pat it onto your skin. You always want to make sure that even if you have oily skin like I do, that your face is nice and hydrated. I think we all know that by now, but you know, sometimes it is worth repeating. I'm not quite sure how it happened, but I didn't record the application of the sunscreen, but this is what it ends up looking like. It's very, very sheer, but I do like the fact that it offers oil control, which is something you don't often find in a sunscreen. So this was not quite enough coverage for me. So I am adding a little bit of the Tier Cushion Foundation. I know Nina Park likes to use the Clio brand cushion foundation. I don't have that, so I'm using a different K-Beauty brand. I'm just trying to go with this minimal coverage that I feel comfortable with. And this actually went on really nice over the top of that sunscreen, which I would definitely use on a no makeup day. All right, now it's time for concealer. Nina also likes to use a lot of Chanel products, so I will be using a Chanel concealer today. And she doesn't go crazy with the under eye concealer. So as you saw, I just put a few dots underneath my eye and now I'm blending it out and also onto my lid to neutralize any discoloration in that area. For contour, I'm using the Hung Vango Trend Sculpt Bronzing Contour Balm in Intentional. I notice her contour is extremely subtle. She also uses powder very sparingly, but because I am oily, I do need to add a little bit more. And I'm lightly setting under my eyes and through my T-zone where I get extremely oily throughout the day. Whenever you are trying to recreate a makeup look, you should never be afraid to adapt it to your skin type and your coloring and even your age, quite frankly. And for bronzer, I did hear that Nina loves the NARS Laguna. It is an oldie but a goodie. When I was working as a freelance makeup artist, I used this all the time. It was my go-to bronzer for my clients. The brows are also extremely natural. So I'm going to attempt to just use a tinted brow gel. Normally I do a pencil and then a brow gel and then I carve out the brows. Today we're gonna try brow gel only. The one I'm using is from Kiko Cosmetics. I'm not sure if you can purchase this here in the States. I did buy mine in Europe, but I just love how tiny the applicator is. And I use the blonde shade, which is just perfect for my very light brows. And I want to start with a little Makeup by Mario cream eyeshadow. I'm just applying some onto my lid and now I am blending out. And because my eyes are hooded, I like to look into a mirror straight ahead and bring the product up a little bit higher so that you can see it when my eyes are open. I'm gonna add a little bit more. So I'm bringing it up really, really high. So just a couple swipes and then we blend. The Makeup by Mario Master Mattes Neutrals is honestly the perfect eyeshadow palette for this look. I'm using the same brush and I'm going into, just tapping into these two shades right here in the middle row. And I'm going over that cream shadow. Just patting and blending, and then patting and blending some more. The Nina Park method, as it's being called, is fantastic for beginners because you do not need to really have any eyeshadow skills to get this look. Now using a flat brush, I'm going into the ivory and I'm putting that underneath my brow and then also blending out the top of the eyeshadow I just applied. And then I also like to put a little bit on the outer corner. Now it does appear to me that she has a little bit more darkness on the outer corner and a little bit into the crease. So I'm going to move down to the next row, just a shade slightly darker, and apply that to the outer corners and blend up and out towards my temples. Eyeliner, specifically a baby wing, is a signature element of the Nina Park look. I decided to try the Clio eyeliner that she uses. I purchased it from Amazon. I purchased all of my Clio products on Amazon. This is a waterproof eye pencil and I purchased the black brown. So what I'm going to do is line my upper lash line as close to the root of the lashes as possible, create a tiny wing, and then smudge it out with my finger. Because as I mentioned, my eyes are hooded, I have a fold on the outer corners. So doing that baby wing is not as easy as it looks. So I have the shape down right now, but I am going to take an angled brush and go back in with the darkest brown in the palette and go over that line so that it looks a little bit more smoky. And then also connect the lash line to the outer wing, going over that fold. Okay, that wing might be a little bit longer than I intended, but I like it. It gives my specific eye shape a little bit more of a lift. Again, that's part of tailoring the look to suit your specific needs, your specific eye shape. Now it's time to curl my lashes, and then I am going to tightline. That is something else Nina always seems to do. She tightlines her clients all along the upper lash line. And I like to do this after I curl my lashes, but before mascara. So I'm using that same Clio eye pencil. And the YSL Lash Clash mascara in brown. Something interesting I've noticed is that she does put a soft shadow along the lash line and a little bit of mascara, but then she also tightlines only the inner third of some people's eyes. And as far as inner corner highlight goes, she uses something matte, not shimmery. So first things first, I'm going to run a little bit of those first two shades I applied to my lid under the lash line. That actually might be too much. It's so subtle, the shadow she does. Take that ivory that I put under the brow, that matte ivory, and put that into the tear ducts instead of my normal sort of shimmery tear duct shade. And then I'm going to do that inner third tight line. And also some lower lash mascara. Now for the part that I think is going to bring it all together, the cheeks and the lips. This is gonna be my first time trying the Essential Lip and Cheek Tap from Clio. I purchased from Berry. The packaging is so cute. It took me a minute to figure out how to open this. You kind of slide it to the side. I think I'm going to use my fingers because I don't know how pigmented this is. Ooh, it's very creamy, very gel-like. And very subtle. It's not crazy pigmented, which is good. In my inspo pick, there's a little bit more though. So we're adding a little bit more. Super pretty. I'm gonna try with a brush though. Oh yeah, that's easier with a brush. You may have to do a little bit more blending, but this blends out so easily. And I'm gonna smile and do it the old school way and put it right on the apples of my cheeks. Actually, I'm gonna add a little bit more to this side as well. Oh, that is super pretty. Now it's time for lips. And we're gonna talk about lip liner here. Nina Park does overline. I get so much grief in my comment section about my lip liner all the time. I get, why do you look like you have chocolate milk on your upper lip? Or what's with the 90s lip liner? And I like everything but the lip liner. What I find amusing about that is a makeup artist in Australia that I have become friendly with via DM. Her name is Tennille Jai. I actually recreated one of her Aussie makeup looks in a video about a month or so ago, and she just came out with her own lip liners. Anyway, she's fabulous. I love her. And so she kind of made fun of the fact that she gets comments on her videos on the way she lines people's lips. Also, here is one example, and this is actually the look I recreated in my video. Well, here are some of Nina Park's lip liner looks. Now, of course, you don't have to like it. If overlining is not your thing, it's not your thing. I'm just saying that it is still a thing in the makeup world. So I am going to overline with a brown liner. I'm just not sure which one yet. I've got all of these L'Oreal Blur Factors. On Haley, I'm going to assume she likely used one of the Rhode lip shapers because that's Haley's brand. This is called Mocha Mousse. Hopefully this won't be too dark. So I am going slightly outside the lip line, not too much though, in my opinion. And then what's great about these Blur Factors is you just take your finger and buff them in. And they do give you that blurred lip effect. I actually think I can go a little darker. You know what I think I forgot to mention in the story about me being sort of friendly with Tennille Jai in our DMs is that we both not laugh, but smile at the fact that we both get those comments about our lip liner. Now, I am going to add a little bit of the product, the blush I used on my cheeks, onto my lips. And you can stop here if you choose to. I'm going to use another Nina Park favorite. This is also from Clio. It is the Crystal Glam Tint in the shade Vintage Apple. Pretty packaging. Oh, that feels really, really nice. It's a very smooth gloss. Oh, I almost forgot highlight, although I don't really think I need it. I'm going to use a little bit of this Balm Universal from Chanel. It has a little bit of a pink tint to it, but not much, and it just gives a little extra glow. Although I probably just could have put on a little bit more blush to give the glow, because on my oily skin, I don't need much more glow. Okay, the look is complete. I did end up blotting the lip a little bit because I just think it looks better on me. I have to say this look was very easy to do. I think once I get it down, it will go a lot faster. The eyes, as you saw, were very simple, nothing complicated whatsoever. A flushed cheek with a flushed lip, a little bit of overlining on the lip, a little bit less coverage on the skin. I think next time I may avoid putting anything on the lower lash line altogether. I might make the wing a little bit shorter even. Obviously it's not an extreme wing, but it's also just a little bit more than what Nina Park usually does. But I don't know, I think overall this was a pretty good first attempt. I will have all of the products and shade names listed and linked in the description box of this video, as well as tagged through YouTube Shopping. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you will consider doing so. I do upload new videos at least twice per week. You can also find me over on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook under the same username, Risa Does Makeup. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.